This is BVI Channel 1. You're welcome back again. On this platform, we tell you the raw gospel truth. I had a news filtering in on my desk stating that the Anambra State Governor had set up a committee to enforce the ban on open grazing. My people, what a wonderful news to have at this time in our state. And I also heard he had in a meeting with Cattle Breeders Association like Meitiala and the rest of them, asking him to, mellow down on that enforcement of ban on open grazing.
Anambra State has over 900 active erosion sites ravaging many communities, a situation the Soludo administration considers an emergency which it intends to tackle by planting trees and shrubs. However, a major threat to these initiatives is the unchecked activities of herders, despite the passage of the anti-open grazing law by the State Assembly in October last year. Ahead of these erosion control measures, Governor Soludo meets members of the Anambra Cattle Menace Control Committee to discuss the matter.
Given the threat to our environment, Anambra is unique. We need all the grasses, we need all the trees, and all the shrubs. We need to plant 1 million more every year. But we cannot run the risk of planting them and having them being eaten up by marauding cattle.
The governor gives room for inputs from all stakeholders in order to secure a common understanding on how to check erosion and still sustain social harmony where cattle herders can still do business.
My position is that if this committee is allowed to sit, we take a copy of that law, look at it, and then of course we sit with the Senate and people, the members of the committee. Then whatever comes out of it will determine what they will do, whether they will come back to Mr. Governor to say, we have looked at the law. This law grants us this kind of window or what to grant us, and they come up with a proposal which can be considered by the state government.
Leader of the Miyetti Allah in Awka North, however, expresses some reservations with the planned implementation of the anti-open grazing law.
This law, you say today, let we stop business, and we didn't have any program. We didn't have any land. So what do you do with this cow now?
In spite of the unease, the governor reaffirms his position on the moratorium, reminding the pastoralists that the anti-open grazing law had been passed since October 2021.
So it's not as if it was passed, we just passed it this morning, and we're calling you now to say enforcement will be beginning this evening. It's been passed for at least 8 months. Where that process, that way that you are using to move it, has since become illegal. So, if it was passed in December, for the last 8 months, you have been breaking the law.
Governor Soludo also urges the Secretary to the State Government to liaise with the Anambra State Commissioner of Police to circulate copies of the anti-open grazing law to all concerned.
To be honest with you, I'm yet to lay my hands on some of the contents of how this enforcement is going to look like. Who actually will enforce that ban on open grazing? Because I stated it clearly during the public hearing right in the government house about the enforcement of open grazing. I faulted the place where they wanted to use the federal government security agencies like the police to enforce ban on open grazing, which I told them categorically it doesn't work and it can't work. You can't use the police because the federal government stand on open grazing is well known.
My name is Soludo Peters. I represent Agro Development Foundation, ADF, that's why I lose the name of our professor, and also the convener, Good Governance Minister. Let me just quickly highlight on the issues we have pointed out. First, I would like to say I'm the most happiest person being here to witness this public hearing, because for so many years now we have been advocating for this ban on open grazing. I'm talking about the composition, clause 30, composition of the Livestock Special Task Force. Mr. Speaker, including the Commissioner of Police, the DSS, the Nigerian Civil Defense, and Nigerian Region, all of that, we know that they are institutions of the federal government. And we know the position of the federal government on ban on open grazing. Just like my father here said, it is not a coincidence that the Commissioner of Police did not represent himself here. So, if you go to the next one, which is clause 33. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I have to highlight all of them. If you go to clause 33, that's I'm coming. I know, because this will support the amendment I would like to. Okay. Now, going to clause 33, we have power of arrest and detention. I think this is checking. Power of arrest and detention. That is going to the enforcement by the task force. I've talked about the composition of the task force, and now the power of arrest and detention, which is to enforce it, which I know is where the problem will lie, and it is very contradictory to say that the task force is empowered with or without the assistance of security agencies. And from the composition of the membership of this task force, we have the security agencies as part of the task force. So it is not clear who actually should enforce this ban on open grazing. It is not clear. This bill did not state clearly. Is it the State Vigilante Service? The last we heard from the Southeast Governors Forum, they set up a regional security, but we've not seen a commitment on that angle, talking about the Dubai. So coming to Anambra State, what provision did they make to, empower a particular organization or establishment like local vigilante to enforce this ban on open grazing? Now finally, in clause 5, subsection X, under the T, it says in collaboration with the Department of Security Service to keep register and database of ranches and ranchers in the state. Mr. Speaker, with due respect, ranching is a business that brings prosperity to the state. It's already a solution to the menace, the carnage that we are witnessing in some parts of Igbo land today. So it is no longer expected that ranches will be a security threat, and bringing the DSS to have database or profiling those who are into ranching or those who want to invest in ranching. Just like every other business, like bakery and other businesses, you don't bring in DSS and all of that profiling. It will demonize the business of ranching. So I suggest that this ban on open grazing should be local content. It should be based on Anambra State law. It should not get the federal government in any way or the other trying to pacify the federal government on this matter, when we know clearly that the federal government is not committed to banning open grazing. Thank you very much.
My name is Queen Malu. I'm the director of BVI Channel 1.
Can you come closer, please?
My question is concerning this ranching on establishment of ranches, ranching and livestock market.
That's not state, please.
Okay, yes.
Go on.
Thank you. So, I'm suggesting, because here they said someone who is interested in ranching can lease a land or something, and it felt like there will be so much ranches all over Anambra State. So my suggestion is, why not get establish an agricultural estate where ranching will be part of it, like in the trees senatorial zone. We have ranching in that agricultural estate instead of having ranches everywhere, because the truth is cattle rearing is not the only thing in agriculture, and that is not the only problem we have in agriculture. So I suggest that instead of having ranches everywhere, where a family will give a particular land, then give up a particular land for rent and all that, why not establish an agricultural estate where ranching will be part of that agricultural estate? Thank you.
The federal government is committed to ensure they frustrate any ban on open grazing, and you know that the police are answerable to, or is answerable to, the federal government, the president himself. So I'm asking Chalewan Bafo, who do you intend to use? Because I've not seen any concrete setup like Omatekun in the west, where they have Omatekun to enforce the ban on open grazing. But if Soludo had done that to set up a state vigilante, or we have Anambra vigilante group, if they are the ones that are to enforce this ban on open grazing, then the people should be aware. The people should be carried along. That is why I am making this video, and we'll be going live in case anyone in government or in Soludo's camp that wants to come forward to make this thing clear to the people. There is need for proper communication, because without communication, to be honest with you, it will hit the rocks. Yes, it will hit the rocks. I expect Chalewan Bafo to come forward to explain to Anambra State how he intends to enforce this ban on open grazing, so that the people can key into that and ensure its success. Okay, it is not something you do behind closed doors or in the boardroom. This is something that the people must be involved to ensure its success. So I am charging Chalewan Bafo, the governor of Anambra State, to do the needful. Let them come forward and tell on the Anambra State how they can enforce this ban on open grazing, and the people will give it a maximum support for its success to be achieved. That is what we will be handling on our Matters Arising, and I bet you should be part of that live broadcast tonight as we take on it, and let's have your say and what must be done for our homeland to get better. You know, this matter of ban on open grazing and the menace of insecurity has really, truncated the agricultural investment program we had enrolled, that we have just kept suspended for now until there is an improvement in the security situation and all of these things that we are talking about. So it is important we give you heads up on why things are the way they are. So join us on the live interactive section on Matters Arising. Let us dissect this issue, and the voice of the people will stand tall. I'm Asuchere Peters. I'm signing out. God bless you. See you on the live broadcast. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.